It appears that Doug Logan, the CEO of the firm Cyber Ninjas, that ran the deeply partisan Arizona audit after Donald Trump had lost the 2020 election, is now in the middle of a protracted court battle. Now, what do they do? What's going on? So what are the details here? So now apparently he is in court trying to protect the records of the audit. Interesting. This is according to reports from the Arizona Republic. He had refused to turn over the records during a contentious deposition that happened earlier this week. In fact, according to reports, Logan had answered questions during a contentious deposition with attorneys for the Arizona Republic and American Oversight, reported Ryan Randazzo. The news organization and the left-leaning nonprofit have battled in court for months for the release of texts, emails, and other documents related to the ballot recount and related investigations of the 2020 election ordered by Republicans in the Arizona Senate. So now, Cyber Ninjas, as you noted, or as the article noted, yes, it was ordered by Republicans. And it was funded by the taxpayer. And guess what? It was also a gigantic waste of time. It was an absolute dumpster fire. As I've reported before, they had tried to prove a number of insane conspiracy theories. You got the bamboo ballots, right? That's what they were looking for. Oh, we're going to find the bamboo, and they're going to prove that China hacked the election. China did the election, and that's what they did. And then we're going to find that the Italians were involved, and the Iranians, and maybe the Pomeranians. They're there too, trying to steal the election for Joe Biden. We'll find the hair. We'll find the fibers on the ballots. And then you got to give us access to the machines. You got to give us access to the machines. Well, obviously, they didn't get access to the machines because it would have been really, really dumb. I mean, why would you give over the machines? It's a total clown show. Total clown show. Absolute shitfest. Even at the end of it, they found no fraud. I mean, look, they couldn't even manufacture the slightest evidence of fraud. They couldn't even create it just to say, oh, look at what we found. No, they couldn't even do that. So, again, clown show. And by the way, the cherry on top was the fact that they actually ended up finding a few more ballots, uncounted ballots for Biden. So, and by the way, at the end of this, at the end of all of it, essentially what you had from the Cyber Ninjas audit was pretty much a mirror of the results of the official count. Basically the same. So congratulations, all that time, all that money. Now, the ironic thing is that Cyber Ninjas is like, you still owe us, Arizona, you still owe us $100,000. For what? For what? For, no, well, contract. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. So now, that said, there are people that want to see the records, obviously, to have a little bit of transparency into how they basically conducted that audit. I know we had a lot of leaks. There's a lot of leaks. Many people are saying that there were leaks. And so the Arizona Republic says, I want to see that. Well, let's see what you did, how you arrived to your conclusions, and what your methodology was, et cetera, right? But they said, no, we don't want to share our records. In fact, we're going to hide our records from you. And we're going to go to the Supreme Court. We're not going to release the records until you go to the Supreme Court. What is it? You got Mike Lindell wanting to go to the Supreme Court. And then now you got Doug Logan saying, I got to go to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court. They're not going to allow you in. They're not going to listen to this case. It's garbage. Absolute garbage. So now, since they decided not to release this, even though they had a court order to release it, you ended up having leading Maricopa County Superior Court Judge John Hanna to find cyber ninjas in contempt and imposed a $50,000 a day fine against the company for not producing said records. Now that, of course, has had the result of completely wrecking cyber ninjas. Logan's response to it was, Hanna's November order to the company to turn over records was the result of a biased judge. Yeah, biased judge. How dare you? So biased, you actually want us to produce documentation. They added, the Arizona Republic did. Logan went on long soliloquies during the deposition on how he did not believe his company was obligated to turn over the records because they should not be public. Shouldn't be public. But wait, it's an audit of a public election in the midst of a massive disinformation campaign that was designed to put doubt on the winner of said election. And by the way, that disinformation campaign was also designed not just to put doubt, but also to allow fake electors to come in and to try to overturn the certification of that state and therefore hand over electoral votes to the person who did not win those electoral votes in order to put them as president, to steal power. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculousness. And so that said, your company was hired to do this audit. So those records, I think they should be public. We'd love to know. We'd love to know. Now, the funniest part about this is at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we will find out because cyber ninjas will be no more. They can't afford it. They can't afford to do anything anymore. They're literally broke and are shutting down. So that's awesome. Awesome. Now that said, do I feel a little sad for the workers there? I guess. Sure. But Logan, it's your fault. What were you trying to protect? What was important enough for you to literally set fire to your own business in order to keep these records hidden? Seriously. Especially since the report noted that CyberNinja's emails and Microsoft Teams messages are backed up in a specific server. And Logan said he is committed to pay to maintain that server even as the company winds down. We don't have any money for everything else. And by the way, we're not even going to pay our contractors. We're not going to pay anything except to keep this server that holds the information that you want in it. Fun. Very, very curious to see what's on that server and why they're holding so desperately onto it. Interesting.